I have always felt terrified of pursuing what I want. What if the things I want reject my pursuit? Unfortunately, it seems that I'll never get anything if I don't risk rejection. I've grown to enjoy my limitations instead of resenting them. Understanding my limitations has revealed new possibilities, ones I never imagined before. What once felt unreachable now stands within sight because of that clarity. An eerie ability to explore parts of myself that no others could replicate emerges from this quiet discovery. Thoughts no one else may ever fully grasp, my own endless torrent of cognition, flow from this insight. To be human means something great. To face self and other with sincerity and vulnerability must be the only path humanity can take. All are lost in thought, prey to the mind and self alike. All dictate streams in the river of life. All must maintain themselves, else create suffering for the water that was lost to the dry lands. All are one, as many texts explore. It truly feels impossible to even fathom such a great idea, yet it may just be what my mindless hammerings attempt to express. I am painfully aware of the power of my words. I have been ruined by them time and time again. They can shape someone into a picturesque marble statue, or turn them into rubble with a single breath. The power of metaphor, thought, phrasing, and attention to detail can touch hearts and souls in ways no other creatures can. This is why words are so worrisome to me. Their godlike power to bring into life something great, or the opposite, remains a nightmare of mankind. For the longest time, I've held my words back. I've worried my more exploratory and philosophical ponderings seem pompous and unfounded. Naivety seeps out of my pores sometimes, and I am unable to feel anything but minuscule when approaching topics of such seriousness and nuance. My relationships with family, friends, partners, and the many people who have hurt, manipulated, and shamed my existence have burned my confidence in speech and thought. This, though, only serves as a demotivator for those who believe they have something valuable to protect: their pride, their image, or a carefully constructed identity. It keeps them quiet, reserved, and distant from the raw honesty that could set them free. In the roots of myself, I see a flower blossoming that reeks of selfishness and importance. Beams of light illuminate its quiet blossom, a delicate yet striking manifestation of thought taking form. To gaze at this bouquet of thought is truly impossible, and may only truly be seen through the veil of metaphor. An attempt to take one's ideas seriously, and interact as if they truly matter. This is the sin of ignorance manifest. What is it that I seek? What thought must I discover next? Can I truly unravel my mind? What am I missing? What can't I see? Do I dare continue this? Must I shut up and accept the flow? What purpose does my speech bring? What have I not spoken? Do I dare continue on my path? Should I doubt? Will I worry? Can I see? When will it end? My mind trembles in the face of judgment. To be seen and comprehended is nearly impossible. Yet, even the possibility of it sends me into blissful panic. Worry floods me as I speak. Will it reach them? Hope fills my chest as I breathe. Will it matter? Pain burns my bones as I listen. Will it get to me? Intensity shoots into my sight as I witness. Will it be worth it? Words can build a kingdom and enact brutality even the devil doesn't dare to entertain. Our responsibility for thoughtful speech is an impossible task we don't have the luxury of declining. Here I am now, tears somehow streaming from my face, writing this alone in my room, worried about the viewer's unknown and impossibly complex perspective and mindset at the time of their watching. How could I ever be without accepting that I am limited beyond words' comprehension? I feel utterly shameful of how truly human I am. To express myself, or what I perceive to be myself, is something of a fantasy to me. The self has left me long ago, and my ego has filled its place. As I expand my readings, writings, passions, and hobbies, I only find myself more and more confused at how anyone can feel confident at all in their perspective. To ignore and laugh in the face of the impossibility of communication feels amiss, something the wise do not meddle with. Thus, I do not portray myself as wise, despite others suggesting such insanity. To understand oneself seems to require a degree of disinterest towards others' judgments. Others may gawk at my mentions of wisdom or clarity, and even at my self-prescribed intelligence. Perhaps my phrasing, word choice, or delivery emanates absurdity and arrogance I am blind to. What other choice do I have? Seldom speak my mind, and let my thoughts burst from my lips at the smallest lapse in concentration to keep quiet. Judgments of others have always felt wrong to me. I dare not directly declare superiority over someone's all-encompassing context of their existence. To do so is the peak of myopic ignorance. I wake up every day bombarded by fallacies on my wall, cognitive biases that humans are doomed to fall prey to. Long ago, I gave up on others understanding me, for I am not even capable of such a feat, despite all this effort. The stream of consciousness that beams into all of us must be so wonderfully unique. It baffles me to know that others do not experience reality in moments with the same amount of awe I feel. To partake in such a breathtaking wonder as life, and not revel in its riches, is inconceivable. My attention to such magnificent ideas makes me feel as though I'm crossing boundaries I was never meant to touch. It's as if daring to engage with them is a transgression against my own limitations. Taking my thoughts and my mind seriously is something arrogant people do. Although, if I don't take my mind as it is, I will forever be taken by the power of others who are foolish enough to give in to their biases and faults. Limitation is power. In writing this, I have been battling overzealous might and tortured humility. Which will win? Does this dare see the light of day? Could my worry claim this to the recycle bin? Might my reputation, formatting, clarity, and lack of true depth outshine my message? Do I even have a message at all? What if I'm just a rambling madman tirelessly entertaining his thoughts? This could all be true, and much more. Yet in my soul, I feel as if I am attempting to overcome the limit of language to describe something humanity barely recognizes. In exploring the endless span of human thought, and trying to distill it into language, I find myself terrified that the words are futile, mere shadows of the meaning I long to convey. Some people will never truly see what I speak of, and others will believe they have, when in truth, they've only recognized echoes of themselves in my words. This misinterpretation, while sincere, speaks more to their personal lens than to the core of what I intended to express. To be human is to be more than what we understand, to attempt escape from the fate of our limitations. To reach beyond ourselves and dare explore something we could not even fathom. The complexities of politics, religion, ideology, ethics, philosophy, psychology, and so many other deep literatures astound me without end. To truly think I could quench this unending thirst is a mockery of what I have been given. My life will be an endless stream of experience. I must allow myself to feel those experiences and explore the unknown, even in the face of this risk of rejection. The mentality that I won't quite know how someone will react to my being halts my progress and stifles my goals. What will they think? How will they perceive me? Could I change to help them understand? These endless attempts at solving the problem of risk and future rejection feels like a trap. I'm unwilling to fall for it again. It will hurt, and I won't know until it happens. This is what it means to experience others' attentions and mind. Even after all this garbage thrown from my mouth, I still hover over the delete key, unsure, exposed, yet quietly proud that I dared to shine at all. In this hesitation lies a fragile courage, one that suggests maybe, just maybe, it's worth being heard. My dastardly attempt at an eloquent shot in the dark is laughable. My grammatical inconsistency and poetic piercing stands tall, while true mockery swarms it. Conclusions are to be avoided. Change is the only constant. Quotes spring awe in the listener, yet painful revisions in the speaker. To boldly overstep linguistic limitations is comically absurd. No human can reach the sun with a single deep enough breath. A tidal wave doesn't arrogantly assume its power. To humble myself in the face of infinite wisdom is breathtaking. To listen when my ego screams angrily at my critical peers is grand. Yet, to value others' perspectives can cause suffering, though never valuing others' words is also destructive. The words of the few who ripped apart my limited mind while young still ripple in my thoughts today. Their critiques, sharp and unrelenting, planted seeds of doubt that grew into a swamp of hesitation. Every time I attempt to share my ideas, their voices echo back, reminding me of the perceived foolishness I once embodied, and still fear I might. This is evident in my terrible worrying of being overconfident in my words. To be moved by any words is worrisome, but to not be moved by any is reveling in pride. This impossibility in stance echoes throughout me. I chuckle at the length of the script I see before me. A sprawling garden of tangled thoughts and feelings. Each line a thorn or a petal, all grown from a place of pain, wonder, and relentless questioning. It amazes me how much one must spill to uncover the simplest of truths. I cackle at how many words I had to write to get to such a simple answer. Risk rejection? Yeah. How laughably easy that was. Did I just torture myself for an hour of writing to reach this? Life is suffering. I wouldn't have made it here without the unfortunate hour of pain. My emotions boiled, my tears fell. My past self erupted inside me with agony and sadness. Yet I feel better through that self-rejection. To reject my own mind's inner workings caused me such distress, far more than any other could have inspired in me. Of course, the train wasn't started by me. It was ignited by the gaslighters of my youth. I am the only one who can eventually stop and hop off before it falls off the bridge. Risk rejection, not because you are foolish and overconfident, but because you have no choice. You may dwell and fall to your weaknesses unknown and unexplored to you, or you may create anew and manifest ideas only you could have ever brought to light. Even if they're painfully cringy, cynical, patronizing, creative, sarcastic, or a myriad of other synonyms floating through all our consciousnesses, you must explore. Risk rejection. Dare to be. Because it turns out, I love being. I love you, Sage.